Hello and welcome to the Brutal Iron Gym podcast, where our goal is to cut through the BS and deliver the brutal truth about topics related to health and happiness. Today's podcast number 1629. The topic is mindset and the title is Your Accuracy Should Determine Your Expectations. So for my one-on-one clients, I have a questionnaire that I send all my clients, and it's to gather some basic information, like their email, name, address, that kind of stuff. And address is maybe a weird thing to need, but often I don't work with people in person. So if they're an online client, I need to know kind of where they live so that way I can help them find, a facility for getting a DEXA scan, a facility for getting the hormones checked, what are the best gyms in their area. And there's a lot of other kind of aspects to it that are really helpful to know. So we have those kind of questions. There's also what are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? And a couple other questions. Then I did start asking recently one question I wanted to discuss today as part of today's podcast. And the question is, which description below explains your desired approach towards your goals? One option is that it's the number one priority in my life right now. So that could be one thing they say is, which description explains your desired approach towards your goals. It's my number one priority in life. Another option is it's a major focus, but needs to be balanced with family and work. And then the third option is definitely want to achieve my goals, but I have a lot going on in life right now. So I need this to be a sustainable, balanced approach. And I, of course, gave them another option. They can just write in whatever they want. But what I like about asking these questions is it determines the way in which I approach reaching their goals. It determines kind of our mindset towards it. You don't want to be going at this, thinking somebody's 100% all in when they have a million other things going on. Because then, as a trainer, I would be pushing them into things that are maybe smaller, nuanced elements. They're going to feel overwhelmed and they're going to quit. And if we look at, with everything they have going on, they didn't need those small nuanced elements. We just might needed to start with some basic stuff, get the ball rolling, get them motivated, and then that could have worked. And then we could have gotten into the smaller stuff. Likewise, if somebody's 100% all in, I don't want to start slow and waste their time. So it definitely impacts how we approach their goal. If somebody chooses that their goal right now is the number one priority in their life, well then, dadgummit, we're looking at everything and anything. So we're looking at hormones, maybe if they need to get some extra equipment at home, maybe a new gym membership, maybe we need to blow up their schedule. Currently the way they're doing things might not be optimal, so we have to say, hey, we want to change all this, and we're just going to go for it. Talk about what are the best supplements, all the nuances, everything that can have like a 1% influence. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna start with the big things, of course, but we're gonna go through all the small things too. And I know that if it's their number one priority, they're willing to suffer a little bit. So we can push for some short-term suffering to really get the ball rolling, to get some, results, really dive into it. And then work to create more of a longevity type, long-term type sustainability. So we might start crazy because it gets everything moving, and then we look for how do we sustain it long-term. And then also what's nice to know is if somebody is considering their goal as the number one priority of their life right now, then they are going to be putting in 100% effort, and I can expect that. They should be expecting 100% effort from themselves. I should be expecting 100% effort from them. And we should be expecting nearly, because no one's perfect, but nearly 100% accuracy. Meaning of all the things that we're trying to do, they're doing them. If there's a reason why they might miss something, we crush that reason. We figure out what it was, we make a game plan for it, and we try to never let it happen again. Mistakes happen, people miss things, but we're not going to just let anything go. We're going to try to go after everything. So it's 100% effort. with an expected nearly 100% accuracy. And then therefore they can expect 100% results. So this is the stuff where when I'm like, I would tell somebody like, try me. If you want to accomplish a goal and you're willing to give everything, try me. I'll get it. As I've gotten people IFBB Pro cards, drug-tested Pro cards, NPC and, WMBF. We've gotten elite totals, like top, 50 rankings. I've done some big, fun, crazy, cool, awesome things. I've helped one lady achieve the World Championship Firefighter Challenge like 2 years in a row. We've done a lot of really cool stuff. If you want to, you can go to my website, www.berlinegym.com. Right on the homepage, it tells you like the type of clients and whatnot that I've worked with. I've worked with professional athletes. I've worked with a pitcher who had multiple surgeries and was able to come back, be better than he was before, and get a tryout, and got basically an experience that he was told he would never be able to get again. Because of the surgeries, he would never be able to try out again. And we're like, screw that shit, we're doing it. And we did it. I had a lady who detached both of her hamstrings, and had to get, both sides of her hamstrings. Had to get all, reattachment surgeries all over the place, and still came back as a competitive powerlifter. We've done some cool things. I've worked with Olympic athletes, CrossFit Games athletes. I've helped people get Division I scholarships for multiple sports. You name it. We've done a little bit of everything. It's been super duper fun. I love it. And those are the cases where when somebody just says, I have this crazy goal, I want to accomplish something huge, and I'm willing to do anything and everything. And I'm like, you got it. Let's go. Fired up, man. Fired up. So I love those. Then, as we said, there's other options, though, because not everybody is in the season of life where their goal can be number one priority. Meaning they're going to have to make some concessions around family and work. Some of the people I've worked with, to achieve amazing goals, they've had family, they've had jobs, but they just told their family, hey, this is what I need from you, and everybody joined in. They might have had to take a part-time role in their job. They might have had to switch hours in their job. They might have even had to change jobs because they knew what they wanted to do, and they did it. But if you're like, okay, this is a major focus for me, but I need to balance it with family demands, and I'm not in a position right now where I can change my work hours. I need the money. Can't change careers. I need the consistency of the money. So some concessions will have to be made to maintain that balance. Maybe it'd be best for them to train on Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. But all of a sudden, one of their kids has a sporting event on Tuesday night, so now we have to change to training Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And that's not optimal compared to having the 2 days on, 1 day off. But, it's because of family. That's what you got to do. Maybe it's best to eat a certain way. But because the family, everybody comes home at X amount of time, I want my client, the best situation would be for them to eat around, say, 5 to 6. But not everybody in the family's home till about 7:30, 8 o'clock because of sports. So they want to have a little bit of family dinner. So, yeah, can we eat our bigger meal earlier, then eat the smaller meal later on? Yeah, but then they're having to cook 2 or 3 different meals. And it's just kind of a pain in the butt. So we just have to kind of make a little bit of a change to make it work. They might want to do a competition, but they have to travel a lot for work. Maybe they're in a season of a lot of travel. They're traveling half the month. They're traveling on flights and eating who knows what, but yet they say they want to compete in 3 months. And it's like, oof, that we're going to have to accept that we might not get the best look or have the best performance, given all that chaos and travel. So a person in that situation where their goal is their major focus, but it needs to be balanced with family and work, they're going to make great progress. But at times, it can be a little bit slower than we would typically expect. So they're going to have to put in 100% effort. And you'll notice that the 100% effort never changes. So they're going to have to put in 100% effort. But due to the concessions and whatnot, they might only have 80% accuracy. Maybe they miss a meal. Maybe they miss a workout. Maybe they miss 2 or 3 meals. Maybe they have their protein right, but their calories are off, or their calories are right, but their protein's off. They're going to miss some things. They're going to be trying all day, every day, so they're 100% effort. But their accuracy might only be, say, 80%. So they need to then expect 80% of the results compared to perfect, compared to what they see on social media, compared to what they see with somebody who's doing it as 100% their number one priority in life. If you're only getting 80% accuracy, you should only be expecting 80% results. If you're missing calories, if you're missing protein, if you're missing workouts, you can't say, oh, it looks like everything's going a little slower than we expected. No shit. You're not getting everything done that we expected. I don't mean that to be harsh. That was maybe a little bit harsh way of saying that. But, if I'm missing meals and then somebody says, like, this diet isn't working. No, you're not doing the diet. You're doing 80% of the diet, so you're getting 80%. But you're not going to get 100% when you're not doing 100%. Your accuracy should determine your expectations. If you're 80% accurate, you should only expect 80% of the outcome. What about the third option? When somebody chooses that they definitely want to achieve their goals, but they have a lot going on in life right now, so they need a sustainable, balanced approach. Awesome. Love it. I love knowing that, because that's where most people live. And for most people, they think because they have so many things going on, they can't also be physically fit. They can't also, have some bigger muscles, have a better glutes, flatter abs. They can't also lift heavy things. They over limit what they think they can achieve just because they have a lot of things going on. You can still achieve some kick-ass amazing things. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I love knowing that, because I can help push them into, hey, here are the 2 or 3 biggest impactful things. Let's not worry about other things. Let's not get overwhelmed. Let's focus on these 2 or 3, and let's kick ass at these 2 or 3, and let's get some good results. They can still achieve awesome results. But they're going to be putting in 100% effort. Maybe they're only going to be, say, 70% accurate. Maybe only 60% accurate, because they've got so much going on. Well, then they should only expect about 60 to 70% of the total results. So it's helpful to know what season of life you're in, because that'll help determine your expectations. So one way to do that is to check and see how accurate you are at what you know you should be doing. So let's say you're like, okay, well, I'm looking at my days. I'm supposed to have my calories on point. So that's one element. So calories times 7 days, that's 7 elements, right? 7 components. So calories per day for 7 days is 7. But I also need to have my protein right for 7 days. Now, let's say that that's the only things we're looking at. There's going to be a lot more if you want to achieve like awesome things. But let's say we're looking at just calories and protein. And then let's say that you want to get 4 workouts a week. So 7, 7, and 4. You want calories right all 7 days, protein right all 7 days, and you want 4 workouts per week. Okay? So you're looking at 18 elements. That's 18 things. How many of those are you getting accurate? Yeah? I mean, are you missing protein 2 or 3 of the days? Are you missing calories 2 or 3 of the days? Did you miss a workout? If you're only getting 13 to 14 right out of 18, then you shouldn't be expecting what 18 out of 18 gets you. Now, you also throw in, if people want to achieve bigger things, you have to say, okay, what's my distribution of my calories and protein per day? Am I keeping sugar levels down? Is my sugars under, say, 60 grams a day? So all of a sudden now you're adding another 7, another 7. You might be looking at 32 things that you want to get right per week. What's your accuracy? What are the things that you're tracking that you want to be doing per day? And then how accurate are you at doing those things per day? Your accuracy should determine your expectations. If you are not getting the results that you have been expecting, what percentage of expectations for those results are you expecting? You're probably expecting 100%. You're like, well, I'm dieting right, I'm training, I should be having 100% results. Well, are you actually following your diet 100%? Or are you following your training 100%? If it's not 100, then you shouldn't be expecting 100. It's important to know this, not because it's defeating, just because we want to prevent ourselves from feeling defeated. If I'm expecting 100%, but the best I can do right now is 70-80% accuracy, because I got a lot of crap going on, and I'm still learning this. I'm still trying to figure out what foods have protein in them. I don't really want to eat that much of those foods, so I have to find other foods. If you're still working it out, you're still figuring it out, and you're like, hey, you know what? I'm about 70-80% accurate with what I'm doing. And I can see progress, I can see results, I can feel a difference. Even if it's not perfect, even if it's not everything I've wanted, but it's something. I can see progress. And I know that in my behaviors I have room to improve. But I'm making progress in my behaviors. Then I'm happy, I'm content, I'm motivated, because I know I've been doing pretty good and I'm seeing pretty good results. That's what we want. But if I'm expecting everything, but my accuracy isn't 100%, then you're going to feel defeated, you're going to feel frustrated, you're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to start questioning everything you're doing. And you're likely to quit, or you're likely to move on to something else that then won't work either, because you're not following that thing 100% accurate, and you just bounce around. How many diets have you tried? How many training programs have you tried? How many coaches have you tried? If you're on your third, fourth, fifth diet, third, fourth, fifth training program, third, fourth, fifth coach, is it really the diet? Is it really the training program? Is it really the coach? What's been consistent through that journey is you. Are you expecting more than you're putting in? If so, you will feel frustrated. You will feel demotivated. You will be angry. You will just want to quit all the time. It's going to be a miserable process. But if you take an honest look at your accuracy and you say, hey, you know what? I can see where I have room to improve. I can work on this. I can work on this. I can work on this. So if I'm seeing some progress, but I want more progress, but I see that there's more accuracy that I could be doing, then there's my answer. I actually feel in control. I don't feel overwhelmed or frustrated. I'm like, hey, this is it. Right here. If I'm not hitting my protein goals, then it's on me. So I see why I'm not maybe building as much muscle as I thought I would. Because I'm not getting my protein right. I'm not getting my calories right. I've been going to the gym and I've been lifting weights, but, I haven't really been paying attention to my progressions. Have I really been trying to add a rep or add 5 pounds? Have I felt better mind-muscle connection with the workouts? Have I just been going in and putting in the work, waiting to see the results, or am I paying attention to the quality of the work? This is what we want to pay attention to, is how accurate am I? And then that should determine my expectations. You're always going to feel that your effort is 100%. It is. You're always going to feel like you're giving 100%. That's why we have to look at accuracy, not how we feel. How you feel is a big fat lie. All day, every day. So we have to look and see, okay, what am I actually doing? What are my actions showing? If you could rate my effort on paper, if I could look at it objectively, not subjectively, objectively, and say, here, I'll show you the effort I'm putting in. And if what you can show is 100% accuracy, then damn, hell yeah. You should definitely be expecting 100%. You should be expecting as fast of progress as you can possibly freaking get. You should be asking, what else can I do? What else can I do? What else can I do? What is there more? What's the more? What's next? But if you look at your accuracy and you're like, oh, I don't even know if I want to look at it, because I know I'm missing meals. I know I'm missing calories. I know I'm missing protein. I know I'm missing all my food. I know I'm missing some training here and there. If you know you're not 100% accurate, but you're feeling frustrated because you're not getting 100% results, well, we don't have those two matched up well, do we? If I'm not doing 100%, I shouldn't be expecting to get 100%. So what I'd encourage you to do, if you don't already, is track what you do every day. Track your calories, track your protein, track your distribution. Track your training. Say, my training is often as it should. And when I'm in the workouts, am I paying attention to what I'm doing? Am I trying to make progress? Just track and see if everything you think you're doing, you're actually doing. Just track it for a week. See how accurate you are. See if the accuracy matches what your expectations are. If not, then do what you can to bump up that accuracy. Figure out what's holding you back. What are you missing? And what you can do to correct that. Okay? Okay. Well, if you have any questions, if you need anything, my email is brutalironjim@gmail.com. I'm always happy to help. I appreciate you listening to the podcast, and I want you to know I'm always here, and I'm always happy to help with anything you need. Okay. Well, if you like our podcast, please share it. The more people we share it with, the more people can help. That's the whole point of the podcast, just help as many people as we can. Thank you to those who donate to support the podcast. It does have a high hosting cost every year. I give an hour to it every day. If you want to donate, you can do that on our website, www.brutalironjim.com. Even just $5 a month adds up a lot. I really appreciate the donations. Really helps cover some of that cost and make it a little bit easier for me, so thank you. Also, if you like the information we share in our podcast, you can find more from us on our social media channels on Instagram and on YouTube. You can find us and follow us under the name Brutal Iron Jim. As always, I hope this was helpful, and thank you for listening.